Okay. All right. Good morning, members and friends of the Church of the Angels. The church is an independent, non-denominational, interfaith spiritualist assembly. My name is Rev Jenni Vinecourt, and I am your facilitator today. We'll spend some time together today with some prayer, some sharing, some song, and we're going to honor a few people today as well. A few logistics. You can join us today with just your audio if you choose. You don't have to use your video option. We are recording so that we can offer this to more people to help more folks connect with us, excuse me. If you do not want to be on the recording, you might not want to use your video option, or when you're speaking, you don't want to use your video option, that's fine, because only the person who is speaking is the one that shows up on the recording. So if you have any questions about that, you can email me and ask. I do ask that all participants keep your microphones muted for the majority of the service so that no background noise interferes with everybody's enjoyment. Reverend Bobby will unmute when he shares the music with us and during the sharing portion of the service, which we will have, I hope to have a discussion today, a back and forth discussion. If you want to be called on to comment or have a question, either raise your hand, use the comment function, and I will be able to, or the chat function, excuse me, to send me a quick hey so that I know to call on you so that you can be unmuted for your comment or your question. I also want to mention before we get started that if you wish to make a donation, you may do so, through the church's website. And you'll also have the opportunity at that time to make that donation a recurring one, a monthly one, or every couple of months if you choose. I want to give a big thank you to those who already have donated to help keep us going through this time. If you would please join me now in our opening prayer. Mother, Father, Infinite Spirit, thank you for your blessings on those joining us today to honor your work and experience your grace and wisdom. Thank you for providing the appropriate thoughts, insights, actions, and all resources for us to gain a better and truer understanding of your love by the words spoken and the healing brought forth here today, so that we may lead healthy, happy, and prosperous lives. Thank you for showing us the way to accept responsibility for our lives. We are grateful to know that you are with us always. So be it. And now, I do not see Kathy Gilway. She might be out of town. Fran, do you have a copy of the Statement of Principles in front of you? I will read them. That's okay. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. If you would just kind of read along, of anybody who has a copy, that would be lovely. Our Statement of Principles. There is one creative force of which all life is a part. This one creative force is known by many names and manifestations. We recognize and honor the many names and manifestations of the one creative force, the source of all creation, one in God. The energy of life everywhere is continuous. All consciousness is continuous. Communication is continuous. The energy of life, consciousness, and communication never cease, even after the event that is perceived as death. One creates one's own reality. One creates in harmony with the one creative force, the great power of God of which all life is a part. Reality is as one chooses to perceive, and will change as one grows in knowledge of the inner self and one's relationship with the God of his understanding. All things are possible with faith, insight, knowledge, understanding, acceptance, and love. Love is the unifying energy of the universe. Love is the energy of the one creative force, the wisdom of God. All life and all mankind are one in the creatorship and healing force of love and with each other. Love is within us and of us. Love is never apart from us. It is we who separate ourselves from the power of love. The force of God works through love and love alone. I'd like to start the service with a few moments of quiet meditation so that we may concentrate on going within and finding the peace and calm and healing for ourselves and for the world. Bobby, would you unmute and give us a little bit of meditation music, please?
Here it comes.
Take some deep breaths. Relax into the calm. Know that you can find this peace and calm and healing whenever you need it. Make it a daily practice so that you can renew, revitalize, take another deep breath in and let it out. And take your time. Open your eyes and come back to the present. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Please remember that we're always connected to each other and to the divine, and you can use this peace and calm and to heal yourselves and those around you in your communities and throughout the world in whatever way you can. Remember that we can find this, and it was important. I don't have it in front of me, but I did find something that I wrote, gosh, I don't know how many years ago about meditation recently, and I posted that on Facebook about meditation and meeting everybody in the silence. And if I remember, I will try to find it and post it, put it on the website. But if you would now please add silently or aloud the names of those you wish to include in this healing energy today. Thank you. Thank you. And now, if you would join us again, Bobby, if you would raise our vibration with song today, what have you got for us today? What are we singing?
I don't know. You know what? Let's try this one. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought my safe this far, and grace will lead me home. Amazing Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. How great the loss, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you very much. And now it's time for some inspiration and thought exchange brought to us by today's speaker, which is myself and some of you. We do invite everyone to address the assembly with words of inspiration, lessons learned, or passionate ideas. But today I want to talk about and have a discussion about leadership and what that means. The definition of leadership in the dictionary is the action of leading, the state or position of being a leader, or the ability to influence or guide and lead a group toward the achievement of goals. Some characteristics of a good leader, and there are lots of them out there, but I jotted down a few of them. Strong communication and listening skills, passion and commitment, positivity, honesty, diplomacy, empathy, and humility. Now, I know that there are several of those on that list that I practice, and some I'm better at than others, but the ones that I need help with, I know who to go to when I need help with them. So that's helpful as well. In church leadership, I believe that because church leadership is different than, we're not talking about political leadership, we're not talking about leadership at the home, in the home, we're not talking about leadership at the job, we're talking about church leadership. And I believe that what's important in church leadership is that a person is in agreement with the church's mission. And our mission statement is, the Church of the Angels creates opportunities to experience our connection with the one creative force whose essence expresses through love. And I believe that the leaders that we're going to honor today really do embody that and are in agreement with that. I also think that a leadership in the church needs to be in agreement with the code of ethics, which I'm not going to go through. If you need a copy of the code of ethics, I can get you one, and I can send that to you through email if you need it. But I do believe that the leaders that we have in the church are in agreement with our code of ethics, or they wouldn't be leaders in the church. I believe that leaders have a desire, a true desire to serve spirit, and to share their gifts with their fellow men and women, as Bobby would say. And also that they have a love for the church and humanity. Without that, I don't believe that they would have the desire to serve. So what I'd like to know from everybody else, I'd like you to give me your idea of what leadership in the church is before we get to some gifts and some honoring of our leadership. I'd like to know what it means to you. What do you feel is leadership? So who has something to say about that? Joey, go ahead and unmute.
Okay, one of the things that I have learned through doing the prayer team is the fact that you have to, even if you have, I won't use the word disagree, but even if you aren't as agreeable with some people, you have to learn to love them and embrace them as much as you do everyone else, the people that are your friends. That each member of the church has to be treated equally, no matter what. And I think that's one of the things that I have learned, you know, that it's not a matter of me picking and choosing. It's a matter of embracing each and every one in that church as equals.
Thank you. I would agree. I would agree. Anybody else? Reverend Cindy. Yes.
Okay, so besides being tech savvy, because you have to navigate through Zoom these days, but no, all kidding aside, I also think, and it's not a quality specific to leaders, but leaders also have to have some self-awareness, you know, to be able to be aware of how they may come across, or to have done some of their own inner work, and to be able to be honest with themselves to whatever extent. So I think self-awareness is another quality that a leader of any organization has, but like I said, that's not exclusive to just leaders, because there's a lot of self-awareness on every screen I'm looking at right now.
Awesome. Thank you. Ileana.
Takes me a second to unmute myself. I want to echo what Cindy just said. Very often, leaders put themselves up in the front and try to act like a leader, but don't see themselves as others see them. And it's something a spiritual mentor of mine taught me a long time ago, is that you do have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. And I think for a leader, that's very, very important, because the people that you're trying to lead may have very different ideas from yours, and very different experiences. And so you have to look at that through their prism. Secondly, a very important parameter of a leader is when you have all these tasks that need to get done and you are assigning them, assign some for yourself. I've always felt that the tough things we need to do, the leader needs to do them first. And that alone, immediately, the people that you're trying to lead creates a certain sense of, oh, they really mean it. This is real. They're not just blah, blah, blah. They're willing to put their money where their mouth is. So leading by example, I guess, is what I'm trying to get. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ileana. Dale. Yes.
So, as I'm sure some of you know, I come from the political world, and I'm in local government, and what I see in politics is a lot of conflict, and I think the role of a true leader is to bridge conflict and to get people to see how we can find a solution that works for everybody. It's far preferable to do that than to come up with an action where there's some that are winners and some that are losers. So I think that involving everybody and where possible, finding a solution that everybody can work with is very important.
Thank you, Dale. All right. Renee.
Hi. I think a commitment and reliability factor is pretty big in this, because people are relying on you. You better show up and you better be prepared, right? So that, and the desire and the passion to do what you're to lead in that way and share what you can share, and that passion behind that reliability.
Thank you. All right. Let me get to my other screen here just a second. Anne Marie.
There, I'll unmute myself. I think a good leader has to have clear focus, in times of trouble, or even in thinking of things in the future. You have to have a vision and clear focus and stick with that. But also, on the flip side of that, they have to have humility. if you have someone that's a leader that, maybe thinks of themselves or, doesn't think about everybody else. And you sort of, like someone said, you have to put yourself in someone else's shoes. So I think you have to have humility. You have to be humble. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Anne Marie. All right. Shannon.
I had these 14 leadership traits kind of drilled into my skull, and they are loyalty, tact, bearing, unselfishness, courage, knowledge, judgment, justice, enthusiasm, effort, decisiveness and dedication, initiative and integrity. If all of those are adhered to, it covers everything under the two greatest words of leadership, which are follow me.
Thank you. And you're not Shannon.
This is Stephen, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Does anybody else have a comment before I continue? Let's see. All right. Does anybody see anything that I don't see? Oh, Angeline, go ahead.
Let's see if I can unmute it.
You're unmuted. Go ahead.
I think we forget about the word dignity, and that is allowing each person to come to the table as they are and honor and respect who that person is, whether we're serving or whether we're receiving from that person. That we forget that about dignity. Just I look at the world when we talk about race and leadership and religions and differences, and just to be able to honor that is a skill of high leadership, and something that I think we need to really make sure that we value.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. Let me give it one more shot here and see if there's anybody else that needs to say anything. Okay. So the other thing I'd like to say is that in the church leadership, what we're talking about today is the one thing that I mentioned is the ability to lead a group toward the achievement of goals. We, as a church, we are a church that people come to when they are in need of something. And so it is, any spiritualist church has a lot of comings and goings of people, because we have, we provide a need. And so people come when they are in need of something, and then sometimes, not always, but sometimes when they receive that, then they move on. But we do have a core of, and you all are part of that core. We do have a core group of people, and even within that core, we have another core group of people that that assist with the leadership, that assist with bringing money into the church, with the different groups that you have. So I'd like to honor, this is actually Leadership Sunday. We originally scheduled Leadership Sunday to be in March, late March. And then everything went patchouli. So it got put on hold. And so today is Leadership Sunday, and I'd like to honor those folks in no particular order. And I might ask you to speak too. So if you want to run now. And I think I'll start with, well, we're just going to go in order. And hopefully I will get this share screen thing correctly. And we're going to start with Reverend Bobby Zabrowski. Let's see if I can do this. Oops. Wait 1 second. Okay, share screen. And we're going to try it again. And we're going to go to, sure we are.
Oh my gosh.
Full screen. There we go. Can everybody see that certificate of excellence? Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the Church of the Angels of Cleveland, Ohio awards this certificate to Reverend Bobby Zabrowski for excellence in his leadership role as music director. And we want you to thank you for all that you do and help us sing our praises. Awarded this day and signed by me. And I want to say that there is, I want to make it known that all of these certificates, I want to make arrangements with everybody to come and meet with me and get them, because there's a gift also from the church that goes along with it. But Bobby, I'd like to ask you, what does your leadership mean to you? What does because we know what it means to us. Having you as our music director and having you sing the songs and play for us, whether it's on Zoom or in person, really makes a huge difference in not attendance so much, but enjoyment and our ability to praise and use song as praise. So what does it mean to you, Bobby?
What it means to me is, number one, I really appreciate the ability to share vibrations. It's all about that. It really is, because to strum a chord, everybody feels that. Everybody, to be able to be the facilitator of the one that goes, and everybody just starts moving along in syncopato, and the vibration, to be the facilitator of the vibration, to be the leader of the vibration. Yeah. It's amazing, because to watch the flow of energy, to feel, and not so much watch, but just to feel, to be in the, I keep saying in the vibration. I know it sounds kind of repetitive, but it's true, because everybody is moving along at the same wavelength, and it's really, really cool to be able to raise that vibration. One of the things that I always said was, just because a note is played right now, like that one, even though that note may stop right here, it keeps going through the universe. And when every note is played with love, when every vibration of every song is felt, some people say, wow, I really needed to hear that. Guess what? Yeah, it's because it was out in the universe all this time. It came back. You needed to feel it again. And somehow, some way, I am in sync with feeling, okay, I wanted to play this song, but Spirit told me play this one, right? You hear me say that a lot. It's really true. So what does it mean to me? Joy. The purest vibration of the universal language. A lot of that is joy. So I said enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. And I want to mention, I just want to reiterate what you said about being able to share it with love. And that's, I think, what we feel from you too, is that love when you share that, when you share your gift. So thank you again. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And let's see. Okay, next, how about Reverend Vicki? Reverend Vicki, would you tell, she is one of our leaders of the development circle, and I would like for you to give us your opinion on what it is to lead the development group. Vicki?
Well, Reverend Carol Wood and I have been leading the development group since 2013, and it's just been an excellent way for folks to come in and start at ground zero and work their all the way up to becoming a reader or a healer and developing themselves. And it's just fabulous to see how much growth a person can achieve from development circle and make new friends for life and just have a good time. And it just gives me great joy to see people grow and develop and find that they can actually do something different with themselves.
Awesome, thank you. And Reverend Carol Wood, would you please give us your opinion here?
Thank you. It's been an awesome opportunity to learn to share. Working with Vicki has been awesome. And I enjoy being able to share and hopefully serve the church. That has been a blessing. You are definitely a blessing to me in community, having come from other church backgrounds. It has been wonderful to find many like-minded people that I can be called friends, as well as seeing the growth in people as they develop on their path. And it's been a pleasure working with Vicki and all of you in the church.
Well, we really do appreciate the development group. One of my greatest joys as well is to watch that development and to, there are many of us here that teach mediumship. And it doesn't matter whether you are in one of those classes or whether you go to the development group, but to watch that development is one of the greatest joys, and to be able to share that. So I do understand that, and it is with great humility that I thank you personally, as well as the church thanks both of you for running the development circle for so many years. And we hope you continue. Thank you. Okay, Reverend Cindy Hudson. Reverend Cindy Hudson. She has run our meditation circle for quite a few years as well. Would you speak for a moment on that while I try to find your certificate?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You know, when I was listening to everybody else's dialogue about being a leader, and I thought, ooh, I'm not sure what I want to say, and yet, so I wanted to say ditto, but I can't say ditto because that would be. We all have such different perspectives on it, and they're all beautiful perspectives. I love Bobby with joy and the service of the development circle and the joy in watching your students develop. My meditation circle has always been small, and anybody's always welcome. There's going to be one this Wednesday evening, by the way, at 7 p.m. Zoom. But I really feel like whatever capacity I'm serving the church in, if it's leadership, great. To me, the word joy is the one word that's coming through for everybody, because it is a joy to serve this church, whether it was bringing food for fellowship back in the day when we used to do that, or in any way that is appropriate for me to serve. It's a joy. And if, like Ileana said, sometimes if we lead by example, if that inspires others, that's wonderful. So I appreciate the opportunity to be in community with this group of incredible, incredible people. And when I think of myself as a leader with this church, I give pause, because there are so many tremendous, gifted, talented individuals in every screen that I'm looking at, the gallery view kind of thing. There are just so many gifted skin, and everybody has an amazing story to tell. And I honor, value, and respect each of you. So for me to be a leader, that to me is a little overwhelming and very humbling, because I stand among giants, and I thank you for the opportunity.
We thank you. We thank you for that. And I know that Reverend Renee has added another day of meditation circle for us recently, so I thank you for that as well. And let me see. I know that I don't believe Patrice is here. Does anybody see Patrice? We don't see Patrice. However, I do want to honor Patrice Shawn also. Let me get the share screen up here. Okay, she has been our book group facilitator, which also brings in some donations as well to the church. And I want to thank her for helping us grow through her love of books. And she has done a wonderful job over, gosh, it's probably been a year or two that she's been the women's book group facilitator. And we're just finishing up, I believe, another book this month. Next month we'll be finishing up another book, and I'm sure they're looking forward to starting another one. So we want to give our thanks as well to Patrice Shahan for her leadership for leadership with the book club. Excuse me, trying to do 6 things at one time and it's not working. Okay. And finally, I do want to mention that, and I know he's not here today. However, I do want to mention, of course, a couple of things. I want to mention, first of all, the board of trustees, who was also, all of them are wonderful leaders, and without them, we wouldn't have the business end of the church. And I'd also like to recognize Reverend Walt Passer, without whom we would not be here to celebrate Leadership Sunday. And that was, we are in our 26th year. And that is all due to Reverend Walt Passer and friends, and that we are still going strong at this time. I'd really, really like to make sure that he is recognized as well. I know that we all miss Reverend Walt. Reverend Cindy, you have recently spoken with Walt. Would you give us an update, please?
Here we go, technology. Yeah, I did have the privilege of speaking with him the day before yesterday, and yesterday I delivered some stuff to him on behalf of the board, and he sounds strong. He has gone through some health challenges over the past few months, which is kind of maybe not a surprise. And many people know that he does get challenged with tremors and some Parkinson-like kinds of things going on in his system. And he has been the master of that. That is not what's impacting him right now. So he is strong. He is missing us as well. You know, but his soul is just as beautiful and bright as ever. So it was a delight to talk with him. And one of these days I hope to see him. He doesn't live far away from me, but it's just the timing of things. So yeah, he is well. Thank you. And yeah, we'll definitely keep him in our thoughts and prayers and celebrations. Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend Cindy. Thank you so much. And in closing, I see somebody has a comment, but we'll close in a little bit here. I just want to mention also that, oh my gosh, thank you, Spirit. It is gone totally from my mind. Okay, well, hopefully that will come back. Let's open this up for some comments and hopefully that will come back. Angeline, do I see your hand up, my dear? Angeline, did you have your hand up? Nope. Okay. All right. Are there any other comments about leadership and the celebration? I do want to also mention that anybody who was awarded a certificate today on Leadership Sunday, please contact me and we will make arrangements to get that certificate and your gift from the church to you. Okay. All right. Okay, let's look for some comments. I am looking. All right, does anybody see anything that I don't? Am I missing something? Please let me know. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so we'll move, announcements. Let's move. Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to speak.
Yes, go right ahead.
I want to make a comment about the Past Lives class that Reverend Vicky and Reverend Carol conduct. That has opened up a whole new world for me. And now I am participating on a Zoom, a family Zoom that was already in existence that I did not know of some of my relatives. And then I have brought a lot of information to them, and I have received a lot of information to them. And it has been a really wonderful ongoing experience. And then we do this every Sunday at 5 o'clock in the evening on Zoom. So it's been wonderful for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. I think we're good. Announcements. All right. Next week, our speaker is Angeline Hunt. And she is speaking on, do you have a topic, my dear?
I do, but I think Spirit might give me something different.
That's so, okay. That happens often.
Now, it is the company of misery, but.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Tune in next week to see what happens. All right. Tomorrow night is the Wonderful Development Circle at 7 p.m. All of these are Zoom. So the information is on Facebook on how to get in. I believe it's also on Meetup. Tuesday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon is our next thought exchange. And I just want to let everybody know, just as a aside, the thought exchanges are not recorded so that we can open up a little more and be freer with our opinions and our questions and our comments. So we will not be recording the thought exchanges. And so the next one is this Tuesday at 2 p.m. And then Wednesday at 7 p.m., Reverend Cindy Hudson is here with Meditation Circle again. Are there any other announcements from the floor? Okay, I think we're clear. Okay. If not, somebody just jump in. Okay. All right. And now we'll move into some. Cindy, did you have something?
I did. Just, I know this is like hot off the press because Reverend Vicki and I were texting communication, I think it was yesterday morning. But we do have a number of fabric masks available now that some of that's being mandated in certain counties. And we have them as a special, as 3 for $10. So do look on our website. There's a spot there about the masks that they were a donation and we were kind of giving a suggestion, but now we're asking if you would want to get 3 masks for $10. Be ready for things that are coming in different counties. So that's all I wanted to say. Thanks.
Thanks, Cindy. And I'll get that website updated. Okay. Okay. I just wrote it down so I don't forget. All right. Okay. Message work. As spiritualists, we do believe that the energy of all beings is forever linked and that all of us have direct access to the love and guidance of loved ones, guides, teachers, saints, healers, and angels on the other side of life. We do have mediums here who have joined us today who have agreed to be of service today and connect with Spirit to bring forth a few messages for us. And first, I'd like to call on Reverend Carol Wood. Can you give us 1 or 2?
Okay. Just a second. Hello to everyone. Let me see who I'm picking up on. Lydia, may I come to you?
Yes, you may.
Okay, good morning. As I see you, boy, I've got guides behind you that are just radiating, just sending showers of love and light. And there's one on a horse, it looks like, with a big sword. And he's telling me, you're about to move forward with some big things. You've been thinking and planning and writing and putting things together. And he's like, putting the sword down, it's time to move now. And they're going to open up path where it looked like there wasn't before. They're saying that there's new openings for you to be aware of and look for, that things will just unfold in front of your face, okay? And that the path that you're going to be taking is just going to be laid out in front of you, all right? And everything is going to be smooth. Just breathe and relax and know that it is done, okay? And I'll leave that with you.
Thank
Spirit's blessings. Yeah. Let me see, I have one more. Did she leave? I'm sorry, it's a little different doing this on Zoom than it is in person. Is Shannon still on? I don't see her. Ah, there she is. Shannon, may I give you a message?
Yes, thank you, Carol.
I have a grandfather in spirit. Okay, he's coming through telling me that you have a lot of tools right now at your disposal to use. And he's kind of showing me these tools. He's saying you're putting together like a car or a masterpiece right now. And that's demonstrating your life that you're right now, you're trying to put the pieces together. And that you're doing a wonderful job of this. He's patting you on the back, okay? But he's saying, be patient and take your time with it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
He's showing your boys that one may be requiring more attention than the other right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that too shall pass. Just be patient and everything will flow. And I leave that with you.
Thank
Spirit's
you.
blessing. Thank you. And thank you for allowing me to serve.
Thank you, Reverend Carol. Reverend Vicky, would you serve Spirit with just one or two, please?
Sure thing. Okay. Miss Tara Stout, would you like a message?
Yes, I would love one.
Okay, I'm finding for you, Spirit is coming in real strong. You're wanting to start something new, and what I'm hearing from Spirit is find somebody that's already doing it and try it out with them first and see if you like it before you invest any money into it, because you may decide you're not going to like it. That's coming in through your mother's side, and even though you might not have known them, they're showing you some new paths to take at this time. Don't feel stuck right now, because you're not. Spirit is helping you, and just borrow somebody else's tools to try them out before investing any money. And I'll leave that with you with Spirit's blessings.
Thank you.
Okay, Judy, would you like a message? Judy N. Judy N, would you like a message? Judy, you know. Anyway, okay. I'm seeing a very large energy system come into you. You've been calling in all the angels and the guides. Concentrate more on the guides. The angels are with you all the time, but the guides, they want to work with you, and they want you to start writing about them. They want you to start writing and doing this channeling work with these guides. And there's 3 healing guides, and Lady Nada is with you. And the main thing is you're starting a new path. Don't worry about giving up things. It's a new path. Somebody else can use all those things. Just lay them aside and somebody else will use them. You've got new tools coming in, more new tools for you also. And I'll leave that with you with Spirit's blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me serve.
Thank you, Reverend Vicky. And Reverend Cindy, would you have one or two, please?
I sure do. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Ashley Clark, would you like a message from Spirit this morning?
Yes, please.
Okay, hi, good morning. You can stay unmuted, that's fine. Okay, there you go. Because there's a woman who's stepping in. I don't know if she's on the earth plane or not. I don't know if she's in spirit or not, but she is a step back. So maybe like I want to say she's like a sister to a grandmother. So I guess that would make her a great aunt. But she's a woman who says that you look like her. And I don't know if it's the hair, if it's the jawline, if it's eyes, but she's saying that you look like her. So if you have a generation back relative who you resemble, this is the woman whose energy is coming through. And she's warning you, she's saying, don't accept any wooden nickels. You don't have to settle for second best. You deserve the best, dear. And she wants you to only expect the best for yourself, because what we expect and what we project out there is what will come back to us. And so we want to expect the highest and best. And sometimes we think it's a Cadillac and instead it's, not. But the point is that we want to set high expectations for ourselves, and we want to honor and value our own personal worth. Don't give an inch of yourself away. She really wants you to honor yourself and then expect the best for yourself, so that that's what can come back to you. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, don't sell yourself short, dear. Don't sell yourself short. She's very emphatic about that. So you got to muscle up, take a higher road, then, have a higher expectation. And that's what's going to come through for you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'll leave that with her blessings. And then Angeline, would you like a message this morning? Okay. Okay. So good morning, Angeline. You've been very busy on the screen this morning with being the speaker next week, and then you kept popping up in my whatever thing. So I'm feeling a sense of discomfort below the waist, maybe like, lower abdomen kind of discomfort. And they're indicating you don't want to take it lightly. You don't want to push it off. You don't want to, if there's something you can do to help yourself, it's important to take the steps now to help yourself so that you can get comfortable sooner than later, okay? Sometimes we have something and we think, oh, we'll deal with it later. It's only been a day or two, and we kind of brush it aside. And this isn't like it's gonna be easier and you're gonna be more comfortable more quickly to deal with it now. And you may have to take steps that you wouldn't ordinarily take, but that's what's gonna give you some relief, okay? So they're saying, so don't put it off, and be aware that you might need to take steps that you wouldn't ordinarily take to get comfort. And I don't know if this is going on now or going to be going on like in August, like when it's still going to be like hot outside when this is happening, but it's hot right now. But they want you to know that, and they want you to take good care of yourself proactively, okay?
Thank you.
All right, and leave that with Spirit's blessings. Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity to serve, Reverend Jen.
Thank you, Reverend Cindy. Thank you. And thank you to all participants and mediums, and especially to Spirit today and the God of your understanding for being with us today and always. For those who may be new with us today, you can learn more about the church at our website, www.thechurchoftheangels.net. And if you have any questions for me or anyone else in the church, you can always send an email, and you can get that email through that website as well. Bobby, would you give us our final song, and then I will close with an opening, actually a poem, and then an opening. Goodness, a poem and a closing prayer. But go ahead, Bobby, for our last song. What have we got?
You talk a lot. That's
I
fun.
do. I do.
This one was always one of my favorites to play at church and watch everybody join in on this one. It's always a blast. So join in somehow. Just don't turn your mic on because bad things happen. But sing along, everybody. Here we go. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. No hell below us. Above us. Above us. On the sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us in the world within this one. Imagine no possessions. Wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man and women too. Imagine all the people They say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. I want to close with a prayer. It's amazing what you find when you actually clean behind a bookcase. I found this written, I don't know who the author is, but it was a great reminder and a powerful reminder of why I have I am tattooed on my wrist. The title of it is I am. I am renewed, authorized, and cleansed by the authority of the Holy Spirit within me. My steps are ordered, guided, and blessed. I am a worthy vessel. I am a willing vessel. I have been shaped and modeled by God's love. I am available for God's love to be accomplished as me. I am equipped with the skill, the knowledge, and the ability to carry out the life assignments which God has given to me with love. I now go forth peacefully, joyfully, and lovingly. I am bestowed with an abundance of good things in all of my affairs and in every aspect of my world. I now go forth with this blessed assurance that I shall never again forget that it is the Spirit of the Father of life and the Mother of life that has anointed me. For this I am so grateful, and so it is. Thank you all.